Good evening, and welcome to a very, very special edition of Trends in the Housing Market. And yes, it is I, your humble servant, Mike Martins. And you are tuned into a really good show today. And what I'm going to do through the week is I'm going to break down the show into little segments and then upload them as small videos so people can see. Because some people can't sit through my entire annoying voice for that long. Listening to my annoying voice for too long, or watch my ugly mug. So I'm going to cut this back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down to little episodes through the week so you guys can see what's going on. But it is Thursday, March the 8th, 2018. Walking Journey just checked in the comments area. Remember, guys, don't forget to join us in the comment section live, 7 p.m. Tijuana time, every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. Tijuana time, every Wednesday, a.k.a. Thursday for the rest of the world. Pretty much the rest of the world that's watching. You're tuned into a really good show today, guys. You guys have no idea. Today, I'm in a mood to fight for the good fight. I'm in the mood to fight the good fight. And my name is Mikey, and I love to fight. There's George Pereira signing out into the comment section. Oh, we got a good show. Open lines are up. If anyone wants to call and crank call me, go ahead. But I'm in the fighting mood tonight because I want to fight for you guys. I want to fight for everybody, for my family, for my kids, for everybody. We want the good fight. We want for people to realize that the next 3 generations is completely bought out. Oh, it's a YouTube party. Mike Hecker's here, baby. Everyone's tuning in to the comment section. So if you want to join if you want to join, and then someone's saying, I'm sorry, I don't even remember subscribing. I'm trying to remember. Oh, no. Anyways, so before I kick off tonight's show, I want to thank, I have a list of people that want me to mention them on my show. Yeah, you have no idea. I have so many people here. I got a list of about 29 different people from different parts who commented on one of my videos where I was getting bullied and stuff, and then all these people were coming out and saying, I'm from Italy, I'm from New Brunswick, I'm from everywhere. And, yep. Comments are rolling now. Comments are rolling, and a little fighting already in the comments section. Not sure if FU is going to be here tonight. Not sure. He's from Riverside, California. Usually tunes into the show. Usually trolls the comment section. Anyways, before I kick off tonight's show, I want to thank the Lost Canuck. Here he is right here. So when you go to his channel and you click on home, it shows there's no content, right? Just click on videos right here, and you'll see his content, okay? So the Lost Canuck has some pretty good, really good videos. He's got a very good sense of, he's got the feeling, the sense, the sixth sense. Thank God, FU just signed into the comment section. I want to thank you for joining us. Shout outs to him from Riverside, California. Yeah, Jeff is saying Mario's got some good vids. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mario's doing really good. So, I'm less than a few days away from turning 40 years old. I'm going to be a 40-year-old man in less than a few days. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not asking for you guys to wish me a Merry Christmas. I'm not asking for you guys to wish me a happy birthday because I don't. I'm just very grateful to be alive and well and doing well and being able to sit here and talk to you guys. And anyways, so let's move on here. Mario DeSetti's, guys, check him out. He's really good. I really like the guy. He's humble, down to earth, really knows what's going on. Hope he calls in. I hope he's awake. So, oh, someone just commented on one of my videos. You're a cowboy, Mike, but you're all right. LOL, rock on. Someone just commented on one of my videos there on YouTube. So anyways, let's move on. So guys, before we kick off the first article, I actually want to ask you guys. I need some help. I need people to call in. I'm going to check the calendar here. I want some housing aficionados, realtors. I don't care who, to call in on Wednesday, April the 4th. We should have our Q1 numbers up by then. We'll start trickling in. I would like for people to call in on that day, especially housing experts. I want to get a few people on the show scheduled. I might have a 2 or 3 hour special show for that night because it's going to be really good. Q1 numbers are going to come out across the board. They'll be released, and pretty much the entire Commonwealth is going to have their eyes open for this next quarter's numbers. So and everyone's, oh, the comment section is rolling. I'm loving it, people, just like McDonald's. And no, I don't love them. Anyways, let's kick off. I got this. So I got a big couple articles I want to kick off first. These are pretty good ones right here. Liar loans. Australians overstating income to get mortgages, says analyst. So people are lying on their income so they get approved for a mortgage. Not in Canada. When I tried to get a mortgage for this house I bought, I was going to put down 30% because the rates were cheap. I said, I'll put 30% down cash. Oh, no. No. How much does your business make? It makes this much. Here's my T1. Oh, no. No. So I called back the bank. Okay, I'm going to put 50% down. Cash. Pull my credit score. I got no debt. I have zero debt. No car loans, nothing. I'll put down 50,000. Oh, no. I called 3 banks. Oh, no. It's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, oh, no. It's like, okay. So then I just took the money and bought it free and clear. I would have never got a house. If I had to depend on the Canadian local banking system as me being a business owner, I would have never got nothing. I would still be renting if I had to depend on the banking system. Even though my TDS was way well and within range because I have no debt. Way well. My TDS, I think, was 22%. And that was low because it's up to 45%. So I had a lot of disposable income if I was to pay a mortgage in this house. So I said, screw it. I'm buying it free and clear. They purposely don't want me to have a house. Or they purposely want to keep me poor. And that's what I was thinking in my mind for the longest time. So someone says, Mike, are you upset with Walking Journey, Anthony? Why would I be upset with the Walking Journey? He's a very huge contributor to this channel. Anyways, liar loans, Australia. So there's people going in there. I don't know how they pulled this off in Australia, saying, yeah, I make 200 grand a year. I want a home. I don't know how they pull that off. UBS's Jonathan Mott says 1/3 of those who took out a mortgage in the past 12 months were not completely factual with their financial information. Why would someone do that? That would make it even worse for you. And why would the bank not verify and do their stupid jobs and check the T4s, do a fucking business, do one of those business, what do you call it? A business check to make sure the person's working at the company, to make sure you know what the person's making in wages, to make sure you know everything that's happening, and you don't include overtime when you're calculating someone's TDS. Anyways, I gotta calm down. Because it's the lender. The lender wants to make the commissions. The lender wants to put the loan on the books. The lender wants to make their institution look good. Because when customers start threatening they're going to go to other institutions to do business with, guess what happens? They start flexing rules, and when they flex the rules, guess what? The customer loses. The customer loses. And when the bank's not checking, one of Australia's most respected banking analysts has warned there are 500 billion of mortgages of faculty inaccurate mortgages sitting on the books of Australia's banks, with the problem getting worse. That's it. People can't service their debt. I don't know how they could pull this off in Australia, because here in Canada we got a lot of laws. I walk into the bank, I was willing to put 50% down, and I have a 740 beacon score with no gaps on file and no inquiries, and they said no. UBS banking analyst Jonathan Mott said 1/3 of Australians who took out a mortgage in the past 12 months were not completely factual with their financial information, and the level of inaccurate mortgage applications has risen significantly for 2015 from 27% to 33%. How can you put this up? How can they let so much garbage be put in the books? They're cooking the books. It is found that 67% of respondents stated their mortgage application was completely factual and accurate in 2017, a statistically significant reduction from 2016 at 72%. It found 25% of participants said their application was mostly fraudulent, mostly factual and accurate. 8% said it was partially, and while 1% would rather not say. So, anyways, this is not good. I'm not liking what's going on here. So, people are with the fear of buying out, fear of being bought out, with the fear of being bought out are getting scared, thinking they need to do what they can to get into the market. And then they get to a point where they can't afford. Anyways, guys, stop with the racial bashing in the comment section, please. Come on. Look, okay. It's my son Antonio coming to pay me a visit here. It's my boy. He's got a poop shirt. You guys want to see it? He wants to show everyone his poop shirt. Tá bom? Yeah. Yeah? Okay, vá pra cima, okay? Vamos tá fazendo um show. Fecha a porta. Te leva. Anyways, that's my son. And that's why I moved here, because of family. So someone's commenting, Mike, everyone here doesn't have a clue what's going to happen. So everyone's logging in. Anyways, so look at that. Disgusting. The lender should be ashamed of himself for committing fraud, for fudging the numbers, making the TDS and the CGS and the LTV fit, and then all in the end, how do you even underwrite a deal? How do you explain to the underwriter before you even approve this deal? How is the underwriter going to approve this deal? Okay, let me see his T4. Let me see his T1. I need 2 years bank statements. I need the... How do they do that? What, does the customer go and make fake bank statements at home? Or is the lender making fake bank statements and cutting out and liquid paper and everything? Anyways, that's what's going on in Australia. Liar loans. I got another big article here. Listen to this. Housing crisis. 15,000 new Manchester homes and not a single one affordable. Yeah, I think it's not a supply issue. I think it's an affordability issue, and I've been saying this for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years? I've been saying everything, the same thing like a broken record. I'm not sure some of the comments here going on. Bank statements are paperwork. Paperwork of business. Yeah, bank statements, paperwork. They need something. Because when I used to deal with underwriters back in the day, they were really tough. A lot of underwriters wanted, okay, give me 3 years T4s. Give me 4 years T4s. Give me the notice of assessment. I want bank statements for the last 3 years showing deposits. That's what they wanted. Now, it gets to a point where, what the hell is going on? So, Sheila's saying, everything is not hunky-dory here. Hello. Where are you at, Sheila? Where are things not going well? Anyways, housing crisis. 15,000 new Manchester homes and not a single affordable one. I know I read that, but I had to say that again. I had to put a little emphasis on some of those letters. In Sheffield, just 1.5% of homes approved by planner meets the government's affordable definition, while in Nottingham, the figure was 3.8%. A Guardian Cities investigation has shown. Are you affected by the housing affordability crisis discussed in this piece? Let us know in the comments. And it's just a regular condominium. So if this is unaffordable, this is not an apartment. This is not a 5-star. This is not a 5-star Beverly Hills, Beverly Palm friggin' condo. This is just a standard apartment building. Probably has an elevator in it. Someone just commented and said, humanity never saw such a misuse of borrowed capital. Oh yeah, you have no idea. And then when the equity rose in the houses, everyone borrowed off the equity like a damn ATM machine to fund their party. Now the party is over. Some of UK's biggest cities are allowing developers to plan new residential developments containing little or no affordable housing. A Guardian Cities investigation has found. In Manchester, none of the 14,667 homes in big developments granted planning permission in the last 2 years are set affordable. Planning documents show in direct conversation of its own rules and lending to worries that London's affordable housing crisis is spreading. I don't know if you guys know this. A few weeks back on the show, I had a guy call in from Ireland, and he was telling me that in Dublin everyone's leaving to the more affordable cities. Then I had a gentleman call me from West London, and he told me that everyone's leaving to Middle England, like Central England, or whatever you want to call it. And comments are going good. So someone's saying, I retired at 30, thanks Bitcoin. That's really good. And so that's what's happening. I'm really... They know it's not good. They know what they're doing isn't right. They know it goes against their morals. They know it goes against everything they were taught. They know, and then they go ahead and do crap like this. You know, it's like building a beautiful hospital across the street from your house. But no, you can't have insurance for... No, you can't afford this hospital. This hospital's not for you. But meanwhile, you deal with the blinky lights. You'll deal with the ambulance noises. You deal with the screaming. You deal with everything. But that hospital isn't for you because you can't afford it. But the same thing with this. Here, look at all these apartments, and you can't afford them. Toronto's housing market is tanking. So people living in Toronto. So I don't know if you guys remember the crazy Russian. He used to come on my channel. He used to trash me. He used to trash me real good. He owns a real estate company and 4 or 5 condos, apparently. Sent me an email the other day. I read it in my channel. You guys can look. You can watch it. It's like a story or two ago. Home sales in Toronto fell 35% year over year in February. The average price is down 12.4%. The city's housing bubble looks like it's deflating. Oh, they're calling it a bubble now. Oh, I thought that's just what it was. They were making it seem like it's normal. Hey, you know, everything goes up in price. Nothing crashes. Now they're calling it a bubble. They are calling it what it is. It's about time. Thank you. Home sales in Greater Toronto Area, Canada's largest housing market, plunged 35% in February compared to a year ago to 5,175 homes. The plunge in volume was spread across all types of homes. Even the previously white-hot condo sector froze over. Detached houses, 41.2%. Semi-detached houses, 28.7%. Townhouses, 26.8%. Condos, 30.8%. Oh, God, that feels good. Anyways, new listings of home rose 7% year over year to 10,520, according to the report by the Toronto Real Estate Board, TREB. The total number of active listings of homes for sale, which includes the new listings and the listings from prior months that hadn't sold, skyrocketed 147% year over year to 13,362 homes. At the current sales rate, total listings signify a supply of 2.5 months, which indicates that the housing market isn't exactly drowning in listings, but the heat has burned out. Yep. So someone's saying that someone retired off Bitcoin and they're traveling the world right now. I'll figure out the rest later. I have some good news. Same thing with myself. Once I got my business in the downtown, in the big city I used to live in, you could look at some of my older videos. You could see what I used to do. And once that business got streamlined, and I found myself a good staff, I traveled everywhere. I went to China and saw the mysteries of the Orient. I went to Japan. I went to Thailand for a couple of months. I went to Taiwan. I went to Brazil like 50 times. I didn't go. I'm going to Portugal. I'm going to Portugal next year. But I've been to so many other places, right? And and it's good. Travel is the most important thing you could do. Okay, Jeff O'Toole saying. So you guys, what do you think of our Prime Minister? Will pull out this time to fend off the crash? I'm not too sure about that one. Mike, I heard from real estate agent in Alliston, Ontario. He owns 10 pre-sale detached houses. He is now dumping them all. How does the real estate agent get anywhere near 10 detached houses? Crazy. They must have made them on assembly line. So, everybody's commenting here. So someone's saying, yep, me too. I also called Mr. Rooter today to fix my own toilet. Well, okay, comments are rolling. Home sales in Toronto are, the fire is out, the smoke is dwindling, and there's not enough smoke to make a signal. Look at this article. Look at this thing keeps going. And they try drowning it in words that you probably wouldn't, the typical person won't understand unless they worked in the finance industry. I was a regional manager, not a district, not a branch manager, not a district manager. I was a regional manager for a big financial institution. Okay, we got somebody calling in. Who is it? Hello, you're live. Hello? Hello? Oh, they hung up. Anyways, it was probably a crank call and they realized they forgot to call private caller, so they hang up the phone. Okay, let's move on, people. Oh, look at that money. Hey, Antonio. Vancouver gas. Okay, I want to add this to. There's a reason why I put this article in here in the housing segment. Vancouver gas prices highest in North America. And do you know why this is in here? Do you know why this is in the housing crisis segment discussion? They need to stimulate the economy, people. Do you think the price of oil went up? Remember when the price of oil was $120, $120 a barrel? Do you remember that? And the price of gas was still $1.10 or $1 a liter. The price of oil hasn't gone. Well, the price of oil is at what, $64? The price of producing the gas hasn't gone up. If anything, it's gone down. There's so many things happening. Why is the price of gas? Why does Vancouver have the highest gas price in North America? Why? Because they need to stimulate the economy. How are they going to stimulate the economy if they don't do this? Charge the consumer. People need gas to go to work. So when they go to work, they could pay more taxes on their wages, and then they could pay off the car they're paying off, and then they could pay their mortgage to the bank, and then that's how it works. It's a vicious cycle. Oh, wow. The comments are going nuts. All right, I want to thank my buddy, Harold in New Brunswick, who watches my show. And he says he's going to be watching it tonight. Missed it last week because he had to work. But Harold in New Brunswick, I want to thank you for joining us. Don't be afraid to comment in the comment section, people. Anyways, Vancouver gas price hits $1.50.9 a liter at some stations on Wednesday, and according to the prominent petroleum analysis, it's likely to go up. You guys don't get it. It needs to go up. There's no other way to stimulate our economy. I would find a way to really create jobs, like really use our resources to our potential, start fabricating with our resources, using our petroleum to start creating petroleum byproducts, start making plastics and fabricating in Canada, and start exporting. Do you remember back Ronald Reagan created a bumper sticker for every car? Buy a car from your local American and keep your brother employed. We're not doing that anymore. That's gone. Price of gas, look at that. $1.50. $1.60 for 89. So if you have a Corvette and you need higher octane fuel, I always used to put high octane in my car. So the comments are rolling, guys. I want to thank everyone for joining the show tonight. It means a lot to me. So someone's asking me about the tariffs that Trump talked about earlier in the week. What I'll do is maybe we'll do something about that. We'll do another show maybe maybe Sunday night. We could do some rants and lifestyle. We could talk about what's happening in the United States. So before I leave this, what's the price in your area for gas? Is Vancouver really the highest in North America at $1.50 a liter? That's $1.17 US a liter. So that'd be like $4.75, $5 a gallon, I think. I'm just playing this by. There it is there. Look at that. So, someone said, I am a Corvette owner, love putting the gas in, makes me feel warm and fuzzy every time I fill. Yes, I will buy an, follow me in my channel, I'll probably buy one again. Okay, I'm going to do a plug for my channel. I just surpassed 3,000 subscribers. I want to thank everyone for that. That's really nice. It's really good. Any AdSense that I do make goes to the battered women's shelter that I've been donating to for the last, I don't know, like 7 years now. And that's it right there. Live now. Trends in the housing market, past episodes. Housing crisis discussion. Rants and lifestyle. Starting a game store from scratch. That's a store I started from scratch. You can watch all the videos here. and starting a home business from scratch, which is doing really well, by the way. I'll make a video this week. I am doing really well. And my Living the Dream series, this is the house, because we're talking about housing. I'm not trying to show off, but this is the house I bought here for 260 grand. So it's not bad at all. I'm kind of happy with this find. And I just wanted to put a plug for myself out there. Now, I want to talk about this real quick. Bank of Canada holds interest rate underlines growing trade uncertainty. So let's going to go back to Donald Trump discussion with somebody asked there. Bank of Canada holds interest rate underlines growing trade uncertainty. You actually think these guys know what they're talking about? If I don't know what I'm... Let's see what these guys have to say. Ottawa, the Bank of Canada kept its key interest rate target on hold Wednesday as it pointed to climate of broadening important unknowns around trade. Wow, that's like the most vaguest way to say we don't know what's happening with our economy. That is the greatest way to say that. Wednesday, as it pointed to climate of broadening important unknowns around trade. Why don't you just say we have no idea what's happening with our trade economy? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Anyways, in explaining its decision to maintain its benchmark at 1.25%, the central bank noted that recent trade policy developments have created thickening clouds around the outlook for the Canadian and global economies. No, I don't think it's global. I think it's Canadian, to be really frank with you. I don't think it's Mexico either. I don't think it's Argentina. I think it's Canadian economies. U.S. President Donald Trump recently added threats of steel and aluminum tariffs to already uncertain context for Canada that includes concerns of NAFTA renegotiation and fears over competitiveness. Follow the corporate tax cut announcements south of the border. And maybe he wants to protect his people, right? And create jobs, fabricate, export. He puts tariffs on everything. This way, everything's made in-house. Everything's made in the country. People go to work. People contribute to society, and everybody's happy. Trade policy developments are important and growing source of uncertainty for the global and Canadian outlooks, the bank said in a statement Wednesday. The Bank of Canada also noted fourth quarter growth was weaker than expected. Really? Largely due to higher imports, and it's still assessing impacts on the housing market from new policies, including recent changes to mortgage rules. So the higher imports is assessing impacts on the housing market. I think all the cement we buy is local. I think all the drywall we buy is made local. I think all the 2x4s come from Canada. It'd be pretty dumb if you buy wood from America and all the wood's in Canada. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it wouldn't surprise me if it's in Canada. Wouldn't surprise me if we did that here. So anyways, I'm going to dump this. Article's going nowhere. Foreign cash is gasoline on Vancouver's overheated housing market, RBC CEO. We don't need foreign capital using Canadian real estate as a piggy bank. Ooh, them fighting words. Let's see what he's got to say here. The CEO of the Royal Bank of Canada, not Scotland, Canada, weighed in on the housing crisis in Vancouver and called for the government to clamp down on foreign buyers. David McKay called foreign cash gasoline to the market at a bank conference in New York on Tuesday. We don't need foreign capital using Canadian real estate as a piggy bank, he said. We've got this cocktail of factors that are leading to unconstrained growth in home prices. Why is this happening now? This should have happened 10 years ago when CSIS the Canadian FBI is called CSIS. When they found this out, that there was a lot of gangs and a lot of extorted money being invested into Canadian real estate 10 years ago, they found out about it. They didn't do nothing about it. Well, it's not that they didn't do it. They reported their findings and nothing got done about it. So, Weaver welcomes remarks. BC Green Party leader Andrew Weaver found himself nodding in agreement with McKay's comments. We need the public support. We need the CEOs of RBC and others support, he said. The more people who speak out, the quicker we're going to get a resolution to this. But the problem is, if the banks stuck to their guidelines and went by the books and didn't fudge the numbers, like I said in the first article, liar loans in Australia. It's my first article. We wouldn't be having this problem today if everyone did everything by the book. Thousands face empty homes tax in Vancouver as declaration deadline passes. So guys, these are the houses here. See these houses here? These are just regular homes you'd find, typical home. These are the houses that are like 1.4 to 3 million bucks. I saw one, a 2.8 million that looked exactly like this house here. Nothing spectacular. Vancouver, nearly 8,500 homes have been declared vacant or unused in Vancouver after the submission deadline passed for the city's new empty homes tax. The figure not only includes properties that were deemed unoccupied for 6 months or more, but also those that claimed one of the various exceptions to the levy. It also includes about 2,100 homes that will be hit with the tax because no declaration was submitted by Monday's deadline. The tax is the first of its kind in Canada and set it at a rate of 1% of homes assessed value. It is aimed at freeing up more units for the city's tight rental market. So they are doing something about it. I mean, about 184,000 homeowners, 98%, submitted their declarations on time. So there's about 184,000, basically, what is it, investment homes, I guess? Yeah, like homes that are deemed, you know, as rentals or so investment homes or. So downtown Vancouver is home to 2,250 unoccupied or under realized homes, by the far largest number by the west end of Shaughnessy, have the highest percentage of vacant units relative to the total number of residential properties in the neighborhoods at 8% each. That's huge, people. So, yeah, someone's saying better off moving to the boonies. That's exactly what I did. So if you look at some of my old my old stories, my old videos, Living the Dream series, where I left the city, sold a very, very lucrative business because I wanted to raise a family. No end in sight, even in winter. Medium home prices in Seattle jumped 20K in a month. So guys, we're going to keep an eye on what's happening in Seattle, Oregon, and California. And I'll tell you why. There was a couple of senators or people in parliament down there, or legislative speaker, whatever, aldermen or whatever you want to call them, were proposing to do what Vancouver did with the foreign buyers tax. And they were shot right down in saying that's against their constitution. So I'm not sure if the constitution is to protect the American proper or it's to protect the foreign investor. And I think America is going to go into some really interesting times going forward. I think America's going to, the poverty level is going to go up 5 to 20% in the next 5 years. I know I'm giving these really vague numbers, but because there is no protection for the American proper against investors at all, and they keep bringing the Constitution in to protect them, I think you're going to see a huge, huge problem in the United States of America. So someone's saying, Mikey Rides, who is a commenter here, comments on our show. If you ever want to own your house outright and not be a slave, moving to the Boonies is the way to go. And that's what I did, people. That's what I did. So someone's commenting here from California. I'm sorry, Mike, we need a crash. Equals reset of economic is the economy is out of control. Los Angeles, California, no other solution. So Eddie Franco just signed into the comment section. Hola, ¿cómo estás? And someone's asking me if I have family in Vancouver. No, I don't. Anyways, so I'm going to say this again. You guys pay attention to this because this is going to end up being front page news in about 5 years. Seattle's a big problem. It's gotten so bad in Seattle. Once Vancouver implemented the foreign buyer's tax in Vancouver about 18 months ago, a lot of people went south to Washington State and a lot of people went east to Toronto. And the people that went south to Washington are the ones that are winning right now. And housing in Seattle is jumping. And $20,000 in a month. 20 grand. Look at that. If hope springs eternal, we've got some bad news for hopeful home buyers before spring even gets here. Housing prices in Seattle region are still soaring, even during the typically dark and dreary February. New numbers of the Northwest Multiple Listing Service this week show that the median price for a home in Seattle jumped to $777,000 last month. That's up 20 large from a record that was just set in January. Across Lake Washington on the east side, the median prices are inching closer to $1 million when prices are now at $950 large. So these houses, I'll give you an example, probably like in 2009, 2010, the same houses were probably like 150, 200 grand, 300,000 tops. They're now 950. With the region's tech boom, now they're saying tech boom, they're covering it up with the tech boom, but all the tech people I talk to from the Seattle area, I have some good friends, I have some really good friends that are up in the ladder there, and they talk at those video game places, and they're the ones that are talking, holding these big gaming seminars, talking about the games that are coming out, talking about, you know, designers, a lot of good friends, I mean, really good friends that lived in Vancouver and went down to work in this business, in the tech industry, and they're telling me it's way beyond affordability anymore, and a lot of them need to commute to work 40 minutes to 2 hours, depending on where they're coming from, to get to Seattle. So someone's commenting here. Yeah, someone's saying even a couple who earns 120 large will barely qualify. That's true. That is true. If you guys go back to the video I made about buying power, I made a video in my YouTube series. If you click under search under my videos, it's called Why Am I Always Broke? And that video explains what's going on with our total debt service ratios and why people in 1959 were making 200%, 290% more than we are today. So the region's tech boom is showing no signs of letting up. Seattle maintaining its title of the hottest market in the U.S. Prices are sure to continue to rise as we move into warmer months. Lower inventory and bidding wars will further exacerbate the crisis of affordability. So, home prices are up at least 15% in every county in Puget Sound region, in Snohomish and Pierce counties. Record highs for home values being set. Snohomish had the largest year-over-year price increase at 18.8%, Northwest MLS reported. Just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So here it is. Okay. Someone's commenting here on a video. Let me close that. Portland makes permanent rule that landlords must pay some tenants' moving costs. What's happening in Portland? I'll tell you what's happening. People can't afford the rent hikes. Now, they're making it law. They should make this law everywhere. That the landlords must help pay some tenants' moving costs. Man, they should pay for all the moving costs. You're going to jack my rent 20%. You pay for my moving costs. Someone saying, Frank, I have $200,000 for a down payment right now, and I still wouldn't move on these houses. Of course not. Someone said my rent has been the same for 7 years since I moved in. That's good. Anyways, Portland makes permanent. So basically, people. So listen to this. Portland City Commissioners made permanent on Wednesday a program that requires landlords to pay renters moving costs if they are evicted without cause or are forced out to move because of rent increase of 10% or more. The program, a brainchild of Commissioner Cole Euduli, is designated to address Portland's escalating housing and homeless crisis, in addition to the other step taken by the City Council. It has been used on a trial basis for a year before commissioners made it permanent and included blanket exception for landlords that own only one rental unit. The permanent program removes that all-encompassing exemption. So people are getting stiffed. People are getting stiffed with having to move, and they're getting stiffed with these fines. You know, moving fees, they're very expensive, especially nowadays with all the U-Hauls leaving Portland. All the U-Hauls, the U-Haul companies are a good indication of which states or provinces are doing well. You know, if you go here and you type in U-Haul moving statistics, you'll see where people are moving. So, migration. Let me see if I could find it here for you guys. I was reading this article the other day. So, right here. U-Haul says. So, these are all new articles. Alberta loses 5,000 people to other provinces as trend continues. This one's really good. This one's local to me. The Kamloops is about a half an hour drive from me. According to U-Haul stats, Kamloops a popular destination. And that's what's happening. People moving into the interiors. Oh, someone's calling in. Hello, you're live.
Mike Barnes, it's the Lost Canuck. What's going on?
Oh my God, it's about time you call in. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I just reading a couple of articles here. I'm going through some of the U-Haul, the moving guys. I'm going through some of their statistics on which provinces or where people are moving out of.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That just came out too, right?
This is an older one from 2017. It's showing that everyone's leaving Vancouver to move into the interior.
Oh,
and
yeah?
There's another one here from California where it has a lot of mass exodus here. There's one here from California. I was seeing that U-Haul has about 4,800 people moving out of California, rentals per month, and only 960 moving in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not a shocking, right? But what's going on for the past, you could say 5 years, and the last 2 years it's just gotten crazy.
Yeah, it's been out of control, and I think the West Coast has taken the whole brunt of it, in my opinion, all the way from Alaskan Panhandle all the way down to San Diego, right all the way down, because we're the gateway to the West, and investors pour in and just buy us out.
Holy crap!
Oh, I hung up by accident. I was gonna raise the volume. Call me back, Mario. Mario, where are you? Oh my God, I was raising the volume when I called back. Call me back, Mario. Where are you? Oh my God. Call me back, Mario. Hope you're watching the show. Call me back. I was gonna raise the volume. Instead, I accidentally pushed the effing hung up button. Oh no, I hung up the phone on him by accident. I have his phone number there. Let me call him back. Mario. Hello? Call him here. Hello? Oh man, we lost Mario. Damn, I accidentally pushed the hung up button. Damn, I wanted to raise the volume. Alright, hopefully he calls back. Hopefully he calls back. I already did a plug for his channel. At the first plug was for Mario. Here we go. Mario. Oh no, that's him calling.
Mario.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey, buddy. Watching the show?
Yes, who is this?
Errol.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, I actually hung up on the last caller. I was going to raise the volume. The volume was turned down. And I accidentally hung up on the last person. I feel really bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, how are things going in your neck of the woods?
Good. I wanted to ask you, I saw an article the other day about Toronto.
I could barely hear you, bud.
Oh, how about now?
Yeah, you got to speak up. I could barely hear you. Sounds like you're very far from the phone.
Yeah, I heard, I read an article that Toronto real estate prices are coming down. Is that true?
Yep, I just read the article right here.
Okay.
It's right here. It is, I'll bring it up right now. Toronto housing market is tanking. Home sales in Toronto fell 35% year over year. In February, the average price is down 12.4%.
So do you think it's going to come down quite a bit more, or what do you think?
It has to, because there's no affordability anymore.
Because I was looking at two-bedroom, bathroom condos.
Uh-huh.
They're going, still for, 700, 800, stuff like that.
I wouldn't pay 700, 800 for a two-bedroom right now.
Well, of course, that's the thing.
What's that? What's that?
I've been waiting, years for it to go down. You could go correct by 50%?
It's going to have to go down more than that, because the affordability with the new mortgage rules that are coming into effect and the new lending costs and stuff, and the whole cost of borrowing money is going to go up with rates going up, and the stress tests, a lot of people just won't afford to buy at those prices, period. If you could afford, that's great, but the problem with that is everybody else won't be able to afford, bringing down the pricing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. For a bathroom condo in downtown Toronto, I couldn't see myself paying max more than 400. Max.
Like 400, is that what you're saying, right?
Maximum. I would say
over by Lakeshore area there, or Yonge Street?
Yeah, Lakeshore, by Liberty Village, those kind of areas.
Yeah, I would strongly recommend to wait on the sidelines for right now. You've waited already this time. It's not worth losing money right now. Just wait till Q1 numbers come out, first quarter, like I've been talking about for the last friggin' since December. I've been talking about Q1 numbers. Wait till the first quarter numbers are released and then go from there.
Yeah, because the bank, they didn't raise the rate.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you're phasing in and out really bad.
Yeah, the Bank of Canada, they were supposed to raise the rates today. They didn't do that.
Nope, I read that article too. It's right here.
Yeah.
It's very important because Bank of Canada is obviously blaming Donald Trump with his tariffs on metals and woods and aluminums.
You know what I think, Mike?
Mm.
I think we're in a heavy recession, and nobody's writing about it. You know what I mean?
I think we're in trouble. I think we're all. I think we're all. A lot of people are over leveraged and borrow too much, and you're gonna see everybody's over leveraged right now, and we're gonna see firecrackers in the next couple of months, and it's going to be a sight to see. It's going to be a great time to be alive to see what's going to unfold. We've wasted or spent more. We spent more money foolishly in the last 5 years than we have in the last 1,000 years.
Well, you know what's going on in Alberta, right?
What's that?
You know what's going on in Alberta, don't you?
What's happening?
Well, okay, so Texas is having a huge oil boom, right?
Uh-huh.
Alberta, like the oil sands, they're going through a huge drought. So, like ConocoPhillips just sold off all their assets in Fort McMurray.
Yeah, to Suncor, right?
And Suncor. Yeah, they sold it to Suncor.
Uh-huh.
And now they moved all their wells in Texas.
Interesting.
So there's a bunch of oil companies. They've left Alberta. They're going to Texas because the tax rates are low.
Of course.
Carbon taxes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm paying $200 a month for carbon taxes on my house.
No, Mike. Here's the thing, though. What's happened is because Trump lowered the taxes there to 21%, everyone's leaving Fort McMurray and going to Texas. Texas has a new oil boom. It's all coming from Alberta. And here's the thing. Out in Alberta, all these companies leave it, they're never going to go back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because the tax structure now is set up in favor of the company, not in favor of the government.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's real incompetence on like government level. What it's like it's like, okay, so we had an oil boom for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now all these companies are going to state. Alberta runs off oil, so like I would think that Alberta is in a heavy recession. Just nobody's writing about it. Like the government are not telling the truth of what's really going on. Like I think houses there would drop dramatically because thousands of people have left those areas.
Did you see the article I read like 2 minutes before you called? Thousands of people. U-Haul is stating thousands of people are leaving Alberta.
Really? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I just read it a minute before you called in.
Yeah, okay, what does it say exactly?
Up to 5,000 people have left Alberta on average per season. Families are moving out. U-Haul says, because U-Haul doesn't lie about. Why would they lie of how many people are leaving? What it does nothing for them, right?
That's interesting. My brother lives in Alberta, and he told me, he said, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, everywhere I go, it's like empty, no one around. Like,
yeah, the densely populated cities are becoming empty.
He lives in Edmonton. He says it's like a ghost town everywhere he goes. Like downtown is a ghost town. Like busy shopping malls are not busy anymore. He says he thinks there's been a mass exodus. What he says.
Yeah, mass exodus in Alberta for sure. London, England, California, they're all experiencing the exact same things right now.
So what do you think is going to happen? 6 to 12 months. I think we're going to see a huge housing correction.
Well, there's going to be a huge correction in the market, and I'm going to explain to you why. I think after the Q1 numbers get released, and we talk about Q1 in the show, first quarter comes along, we're going to have a better understanding on where the market's going to go from there. You have to wait, because there's too much garbage on the sidelines. There's too much misrepresented articles. There's too much lies.
Yeah, no, I think what's going on too, like the real estate board numbers, government numbers are fake. I don't think they're real. I think we've been in a recession for a good solid year now.
Yeah, no, you are 1,000,000% right. I think we've been in a recession for about a year, and I think we're going to hit a depression in about another 6 months. We'll be in a depression if we can't pull up our socks.
Yeah, and we got to stop electing high school teachers to run our government. I think that's what part of the problem is.
Yeah, I think Canada needs more of a working party. Canada needs more of a working class representation for the middle class, someone to represent the middle class more than somebody for the upper class, right?
That's interesting. Well, hey man, I thought I'd call in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right here.
That?
I'm right here.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, bud, and or the 8 or...
Oh, sorry, you're breaking out. Yeah, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Call into the show anytime. And, yeah, just hold on there. Wait till Q1 numbers. We'll have a special show on. I'll see if I can get some people on the show to call in, some real estate tycoons, and see what they say, and some real estate agents to see what they say, and we could get a debate going. Thanks for calling. All right, sorry about that. Mario, let me see if I can call him back here. Oops. Let me see if I can get Mario back on the phone here. Sorry, my secretary's... Here we go. Mario. All right, let me try this again. Got multiple computers around me running.
Hello?
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pushing the volume button and I hung up on you.
Oh, that's okay. I remember that.
Hey, did you hear the last guy that called?
Yeah, I was trying to call, then that guy was on, and I said, let me hang up. I was watching your phone.
Did you see what he said about Alberta with the mass exodus?
Yeah. Unbelievable. And it's funny because I take the GO train downtown.
Yeah.
Work. I'm doing a hotel down there. And I met a lady there, and I've been talking to her for a while. She's actually moving to Edmonton because her husband got a job in Edmonton.
In Edmonton?
This is like, wow.
Wow. Well, that's good. I've been to Edmonton. It's okay. I drove through it. It's fine. You know, I've been to Calgary. I've been pretty much to every province in Canada, but Alberta's an interesting province to me. I find it interesting. But so okay, what's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. Give me the down low.
Okay, what's going on to the listeners? I said it on my previous video. A lot of these builders, a year ago, 2 years ago, you walk into their office. Some of them didn't even have sales offices. And they said, oh, we sold out the site. The site's sold out. So here in Barrie, they're doing about 40 to 50 homes. Went by on, I'd say a good week and a half ago, drove by. They're buying right on the main road, Big Bay Point, and it says, houses for sale. So I picked up the phone, and I called to pretend I wanted to buy a house. There's actually 6 lots available. Now, there could be 2 things happening. Number one, there's a builder held on to them to see if the market will keep going up, which they sell for more.
Yeah, if the market went up, he'd sell them. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, because they sold those properties about 3.5 years ago. So they went up a good 25 to 30%.
Okay.
That, or people can't, like you said, they can't get a mortgage. They don't want to go to a B lender. It's going to cost them way more money. And people are walking away from the deposits.
So people are walking away from deposits. Is that, I know that this was a common thing back when I used to live in Florida in 2007 and 2008. There was a lot of people walking away from the pre-builds that the builders didn't have enough money to complete the project.
Yeah. No, that's it's I'm just waiting here in Bradford. Another this video. I wanted to see what was going on in Bradford. They got about 5,000 homes going up. It's a big area. You know Bradford, right, Mike?
Yeah, Bradford, Ontario. That's close to.
It's in between. I would say in between Market and I wouldn't say Barrie. The next one after.
Innisfil?
Yeah.
Innisfil. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And there's a lot of your paisanos, a lot of Portuguese in town.
Okay.
And what's happening is they have a big subdivision going up, and I think a lot of those ones are going to be people walking away from deposits. It's going to be a ghost town.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see. Maybe you can make some videos on the ground. You're allowed to film empty homes or pre-built homes. You're not infringing on anyone's right. You can go over there, just do a quick video and just discuss what's happening,
Yeah. There's a couple of private houses I've seen. The framing business, for about 25 years. And a lot of them are telling me that the subdivisions that we see, houses are sold from 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And there's a site up in Sutton that I know guys that are working there, they said they dropped the prices 120,000.
They dropped it 150,000?
120.
120 large.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Homes, they were going for over 7, now they're down to 590. That's what he told me.
But Sutton, Ontario, I mean, the average home should be like 225.
Yeah. Especially in that town. Like, come on. Sutton and Keswick?
Yeah, 225 to 235 maybe for a 6-7 bedroom.
Yeah. I'll even, Mike, to be honest, I'll even say 300 would be fair. But you're going to 700,000.
No, not with interest rates going up. And now, how is Canada going to stimulate their how are they going to stimulate the economy? Did you see the first or the second article I read?
Yeah.
About Vancouver gasoline?
Yeah.
$1.50 a liter.
Remember my predictions I said in the beginning of the year?
Yeah, I remember that video.
I've tried over 100 different cheese.
Hold on, I don't know why it's opening articles here for me. Yeah, they need to stimulate the economy, Mario. There's no other way to do it but to actually charge the consumer.
That's right.
And car insurance went up here in BC.
Yeah. And then look what's happening in Ontario. Ontario, and I'm not trying to criticize any other province, but Ontario is the engine of Canada. Think about services, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have the premier that I don't even want to call her name. It drives me nuts. Then you have what was his name? Brown running, and I don't know if you guys know it out in BC. He was under sexual conduct and all this, and he had to resign. But the guy would have won the election. Would have won the votes of Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Stay up there. So now he's out of the race. Now we have 3 other people going in. Now the problem is I have right now is, first of all, if we're going to spend all this money now on an election in Ontario, which we don't have any. We're already 300 million in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Ontario. Now, if you guys recall back, I don't know if you guys know Aecon, the construction company.
What's it called?
Oh, Aecon. Aecon is...
Oh, okay, yeah. Weren't they formerly known as Greenspoon Brothers?
No. Aecon is... I can't remember the guy's name that started that business, but anyway, Aecon does like utility services for new subdivisions, commercial buildings. They're huge.
Okay.
What's happening is they have a Chinese investor that wants to buy it. Now, I did 2 videos on it. I did one in the summer. They took it off YouTube. As you got yours taken off, I got mine taken off.
Mm-hmm.
I did another one about I'd say about 2-3 weeks ago. They were supposed to have a vote to sell it. What happened was, it's not just my video, but it just worked funny. The next day after my video was posted, the government stepped in and said, we have to investigate this trade. We have to investigate this sale. And now they're having a vote, I think it's at the end of March on the vote of Aecon's company, because actually Aecon is owned by owners and shareholders. They're selling the company for $1.5 billion. They have a Chinese company that's coming to buy it. And I was mentioning on my video what you said about the Alberta and BC mining. They got a foreign investor to go into mining, and they never employed Canadian employment there. They're all foreigners coming in. That's what I think the Aecon wants to plan too. Now,
the problem, you know what the problem is that really bothers me about when foreign company buys a mine, okay? They hire their own people to come in, right?
Yeah.
My problem is when they get hurt on the site, which they usually do because most of them are not experienced, they use our healthcare system to take care of them.
Yeah, which is our money.
Yeah.
Our taxpayers' money going into them to protect them.
Exactly.
Not for me, you to say, and I know exactly where you're going, that we want to see anybody get hurt. But at the same time, is why are we supporting all this? And then at the end of the day, we're having issues of collecting money. We have issues that we're in debt. We have issues of employment. We have issues of student loans being at the highest it's ever been.
Oh, they're going to raise the interest on student loans very soon to stimulate the economy.
Guaranteed. And then you got companies like Bombardier that we've given them an open bank account. And you know, if we would take the money that we've given Bombardier we'd all be millionaires.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Canada would be millionaires. And that's what keeps me alive. It's like the government says, okay, we better do this or we better do that. It's not helping anybody. It's not helping me or you or the listeners out there at the end of the day. And then gas is going to be going up. Our dollar, I said our dollar is going to go to 65 cents. By this summer, my prediction is it's going to go to 65 cents, especially this trade that's not going to happen with Trump, with all this tariff, the war that's going on. And this is what's going to happen. Our dollar is going to drop, and then nobody's going to want to trade in Canada anymore. This is what that's what scares me for my kids, for us, and then.
Well, Mario, if think about this. If our dollar does go down to 60 cents, our exports will be more attractive.
No. That I'm going to tell you yes, but you got to look at the long term. What's going to happen?
Of course.
A lot of these multi-pension fall apart because our pension plans are based on investments. Investments, like you said, housing housing bubble. They've invested into the market. They're now they've gotten so desperate that they're actually going into credit. So what they're doing is they're giving money for people to give mortgages up. This is what pension companies are doing now to make up their losses over the years.
That's horrible. That's like robbing Peter to pay back Paul. What's the point?
So that means all the recent years that we've passed, that we've never collected, and I'm telling you, pensions have not made any money in the last 10 years. Banks and investments because nobody's given you the percentage. And when you're going over 4 to 5%, you're going to high risk. You're going to high risk investments. So what's happening is now pensions are underfunded across the board. Only one that's going to save us is if they decrease the pension of every payment that they have is today. And it's unfortunate it's not like to talk like this, but the only thing that's going to help us is if people start taking a decrease of 30% of their pension, and that's what's going to happen. For everybody to collect a pension, that's what's going to happen. I don't know when, but like you said, this is where everything is starting to come out.
Well, it's going to be an implosion. They're going to start. I think they're going to do what they did in Greece, not Greece, Cyprus, where they start taking money out of people's bank accounts.
Yeah, that's coming. I'm surprised that hasn't started yet. And this is what worries me most. It worries me most. And I got guys that are in the trade, and they're thinking of moving down south because they see a future there. They see what's going on. They're moving companies down there. They're getting really worried. Like, what's going to happen this summer if the housing market starts to go down? Who's going to end up buying these houses? It's going to be a ghost town, desert town.
Well, the problem is that's what happened in parts of Alberta's dealing with that, and I know parts of what was that other town in Canada that had to deal with mass. Remember back, Mario? Remember back about 4 or 5 years ago when everybody left Windsor, Ontario?
Yeah, because the GM plant's closed down.
Yeah, everybody left Windsor, and Windsor became a ghost town. You could buy a house for $90,000 in Windsor, a 10 bedroom, with a pool.
Some neighbors that moved out of Barrie went down there because she got a job there.
Yeah, Windsor, Ontario is getting better now, actually.
Yeah.
Another city on the radar that's not doing well in the province of Ontario is Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Thunder Bay is in a lot of trouble right now, too, apparently. Their housing is out of control.
Here, what was it, Alberta?
Uh-huh.
Province of Alberta had 35% suicide rate.
Wow.
5% suicide rate. As soon as the oil dropped, people were losing money, losing jobs, losing houses, losing vehicles. They went 35% on suicide.
You know what the effed up part of everything is, Mario? The price of oil went down, but the price of gas skyrocketed.
Yeah. And you know what? Nobody even looks at the big story either. If you go to Quebec, you look at, if you bought a stock, let's say 10 years ago, on maple syrup, and you look at it now, you'll laugh.
Mm-hmm. Did it go down or up?
Yeah. It's funny how everything works.
Well, everything works in cycles, right? And if you could find the trends, that's how you make a lot of money, right?
That's right. Right.
And so I got an article opened here. It was posted couple of minutes ago. It says Toronto housing market is tanking. Home sales in Toronto, you read this article too on your channel, 35% year over year in February. The average price is down 12.4%.
147% is the listing from last year.
Yep, that's 5,175.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's on the Toronto. Toronto's tanking right now. And when Toronto tanks, the rest of the greater Toronto area will fall with it.
Yep.
Like, you know, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. So I'm just going through some of the articles here to ask you some. Australia is going through huge turmoil right now. Australian suburbs are growing because everyone's leaving Sydney and Melbourne. And Airbnb owners cream millions in rents. Did you hear about that lady in Vancouver? That she rented out an apartment to somebody, and then behind her back they were Airbnb-ing it, and they rented out her apartment like 500 times.
Well, that's possible. I see people doing a lot of things trying to make it.
Yeah, because I think our economy the last 5 years, in my opinion, I honestly believe, Mario, that it's been held together by people ripping each other off.
Yeah. Paying Peter and ripping off Paul.
You know, I honestly think that's what it is. I think people ripping each other off, and that's why our economy's been gumshoe together by screwing everyone over.
Just like when you put out your video on that Chinese insurance company, whatever you want to call it, they're 61.1 billion worth.
Hold on. You're breaking up. Say that again one more time, a little bit louder. You broke up really bad. Something about Chinese.
The Chinese from China, the 61.1 billion insurance company that invested in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now the government's taking that over.
Yeah. So now the government's taking it over, right? We don't know what they own. We don't even know. Like you said, it was like a puzzle trying to figure out where you bought it, and I guarantee it. Somewhere in that puzzle, there's a company called Berkshire's Development, Warren Buffett, which is given the home capital. There's Warren Buffett that owns Berkshire's Development, owned by 49% of Vietnam. Okay?
Okay.
That company there, we all know, has helped out home capital through Bill Marlowe.
Yes.
The law. They went across the border to Seattle with the president of BMO, Bank of Montreal, and did a deal.
That's right. You know, Seattle's been plagued. If you read my article, the article I read earlier today about, did you hear what happened in Seattle? I'll fill you in, especially for people tuning in right now. What's happening in Seattle? Where'd you go, Seattle? It's a really good article.
Okay.
It's right here. Hold on. I think this is it. It's a really good one, actually. No end in sight. Even in winter, median home prices in Seattle jumps 20,000 in a month. In a month. And you know what, Mario? You know why this is happening? Because when the foreign buyer's tax was put into effect, a lot of investors went east to Toronto, and a lot of investors went south to Washington State. The ones that went to Seattle are the ones that are making big right now. Are you still there?
Yeah. Hear me?
Yeah. So, you see what happened? So, and then a couple of people in the government, in Parliament, in the United States, in the Washington State, Oregon State, and California, were asking if they could put something up or some sort of measure for foreign buyer's tax like Vancouver's doing, right? And they said, nope, that's against our constitution. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in America. So I think America is going to be a very interesting hotbed of buying and selling. Oh my God! And I want to do a quick plug here. Have you seen Mario? Have you seen Formafist Network?
Yeah. I've been watching him ever since you mentioned him.
Ever since I mentioned it, good. He actually knows. He's more of a numbers guy and actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to the housing crisis, and I want to try and get him on the call into the show after Q1 in April.
Yeah.
I need Q1 people to call in. I need him, maybe Steve Saretsky, you. I need to get you in to call in a time slot. Who else do I need? Maybe I'll get Gerald Salente to call in down in New York down there.
Mark Cohen, the guy that did the short selling in Vancouver. He actually made money in Toronto.
Yeah, maybe I'll give him to call in. I don't know. Maybe we get a couple of people to call into the show and then see what we got going on and, kind of touch base with each other and kind of plug each other so everybody knows who we are. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for 6 years now.
We'll have to support the senior pension plan. Right?
We have to support who?
Yeah, they're voting. Their court date is on the 30th of March, and it's up to the courts now to see if they get the money, if the pensioners get the money, or do the shareholders get their money.
Oh, no, you know the shareholders are going to get the money, right?
Yeah, and that's gonna throw a domino effect to all the companies that can just shut their doors and make the pensioners suffer, and employees suffer, and the shareholders and everybody else get paid.
Oh, you gotta calm investors. You gotta keep them happy, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of articles after Q1 come up. A lot of news articles, real estate articles, a lot of stuff come after Q1. First week of April, you're gonna see a lot of articles calming down investors.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see places like, what do you call those guys? Better Dwelling. Better Dwelling. I love Better Dwelling. They're going to call, they're going to start making the articles that, like, what's really happening, right? And it's going to go right against 100% what the real estate articles are going to be stating.
Zero hedge fund.
Yeah, Zero Hedge. My man, Tyler Durden. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember what he said in the movie Fight Club? Your possessions end up owning you.
Right.
You know?
Nobody's talking about the car bubble, Mike.
What's a car bubble?
Car bubble. We're waiting for the Q1, like you said, what's going to happen.
Oh, we got, like I said, Q1 is the only way we're going to get some numbers. We need to know what's in, out, inventory, what's flowing, what's capital, what's equity in the markets. We need to know how the stock markets are going to be acting after the first quarter. We need to see the features market. I see gold going nuts. I see gold rallying soon.
Yes, definitely.
I've been telling people to watch gold. It's going to go nuts. I see gold rallying real soon.
And silver is going to go crazy.
So you're saying, Mario, that basically, in your opinion, our dollar's going to drop to, what is it, 65 cents?
Yep, it's going to drop.
It will make our exports more attractive, right?
Yes, and hopefully our government will get smart and start giving some tax breaks for big companies to come in.
That's the thing. They need the tax breaks. Okay. Hear me out on this one, okay, Mario? It's like this. Interest rates go up, let's say to 3%, 4, 5, 6%, right? Okay, fine. Housing prices go down, okay? But the problem is the average Canadian still can't afford to buy. Because if you buy a house for $100,000 at 7%, you're paying about $9,000 in finance charges.
That's right.
Okay? If you buy a house at $200,000, you're looking at about $16,000 a year in finance charges. Okay? If your house is $300,000, you're looking at $22,000 a year in finance charges. So the typical Canadian that works 9 to 5 still can't afford because the rates are too high. So even if the prices go down, rates go up, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? So what do you see happening in the next 6 months, Mario? Tell us. 6 months from today. What's 6 months going to be? March, April, May, June, July, summer. What's going to happen?
I think what's going to happen is the government's got to either step up their game and try to get into, like in Barrie, Mike, I'm telling you, we have rent to own. That came out about, I'd say, a good 5 years ago. People that didn't have enough to put down on a house, they did a rent to own. Now, my wife and I looked into that when we were looking, buying bigger, but it's a scam. Because people don't realize that if you go into this rent and own and you can't put the down payment, or you can't get the mortgage, that landlord keeps that money. You don't get anything back.
Yep.
Protected. That's number one. Number two, I think it's going to happen. I think it happened in BC. I was reading an article on they can get a mortgage at one bank to put a down deposit on a first-time buyer.
Yeah.
75,000, Mike, I think it was.
I can't remember.
Yeah, and then you can go to another bank and get the mortgage on the house. So what's going to happen in Ontario is going to be either two things are going to happen. Number one, the bank's going to split the interest rate. So you're going to go to one bank and pay a first mortgage on the house.
Yeah.
Second one is going to be a less percent, but it's going to be a longer term mortgage. So it's like a compound interest.
Oh God, it's like I know it's a revolving rate.
That's right.
Oh, that's horrible. That's like I'd rather borrow money from the mafia than do that.
That's right. So what's going to happen is people today do not look at the price of the house. You know what they look at?
What?
The month. How much is it going to cost me?
Yeah, how much is it going to cost me? I don't care what the balance is, right?
That's right.
And then these people retire with mortgages. How can you retire a fully functional retirement when you reach 65 or 70? How can you function and still make those payments?
No, you can't. There's no way. And the listeners have to listen to this one. I'm telling you right now, the CPP, which is our Canadian pension plan, don't be surprised if they buy back the 407.
You think that's going to happen?
407. The 407 is the toll highway.
I know the 407. I used to take it up to Steeles and Highway 7 and stuff.
Yeah. So what right now is a Spanish company owns it.
Yeah.
And sold it next to nothing. And now we're going to be buying it for billions of dollars, and that's what's going to pay our Canadian pension. They're going to be buying that.
Oh man.
Surprised if they'd be buying that.
Oh man.
The gas, like I told you, gas is going to go up $1.75. And that's when the northern parts, like where I live and everybody else lives in Perry, Alliston, the prices are not only going to drop. People are not going to even come and look at these up here. You're looking at $1.75 just to fill up gas.
Yeah, and then people that have to commute a distance are not going to bother.
No, it's impossible. Just impossible.
Yeah, a lot of people are just going to give up. What's going to be a very interesting next couple of weeks. I'm really looking forward to what the articles are going to look like. I'm really looking forward to see what the real estate agents are going to be saying about the markets and how, hey, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's all good, right? You know what I'm saying?
They're doing, trying to promote people to come to their seminars.
Oh, I love those seminars. I love those seminars. Did I tell you, let me tell you this story, okay, Mario? It's actually, you'll like this story. I had a friend in Vancouver, and he went down to Phoenix, Arizona. And he went down to a seminar on how to make money, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, it's a 2-3 day seminar. I even read the article about the seminar on my channel. It was really interesting. He's like, Mike, you should come with me. We go to Phoenix. You could stay there, and then we could go to the seminar and check things out, and there's buffet and this and that, and we could learn how to make, these guys' ideas on money, right? Yeah. So he went, and I said, no, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to be a family man and stay home, right? He went to the seminar, and he got back. I asked him, what was the seminar about? Are you ready for this?
No.
Buy real estate in Vancouver. The seminar was to buy real estate in Vancouver. That's it. That was the seminar he went to in Phoenix, Arizona. So he left Vancouver.
Surprised in Toronto. Another thing I want to tell listeners. Developers and the builders start suing.
Hold on. You're breaking up really bad, buddy. You got to say that all over again. Something about Toronto.
Toronto, what I think is going to happen is the developers and the builders are going to sue each other, and then the builders are going to be suing the...
Oh, so you see a lot of lawsuits happening.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits happening.
Oh, they're going to be tied up in courts for months. They're going to be tied up in courts for years. I'm
excited. I just don't want to see people go through any struggle. That's what I don't want to see. But I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be alive, to be really honest with you, to see what's going to happen after Q1. I really hope better dwelling comes forward, zero hedge. I really hope you're going to see so much volatility in the markets. It's going to be the most interesting thing to happen in it's going to happen in Australia. It's going to happen in New Zealand. It's going to happen in the UK. It's going to happen in Canada. It's going to happen in the United States, not so much. As long as Trump keeps building jobs, and creating jobs, I think the U.S. could weather this storm. I really think they could. I really believe they could.
I believe it too.
With the amount of nurses leaving Canada, moving south, the amount of doctors, the amount of plastic surgeons we're losing.
Or one of your videos, you showed a lady that moved down to the States.
Yeah, she moved to Ocala, Florida.
Nurse, and they gave her a house to stay for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Quite that story.
Oh, you have the same story like that?
No. I heard you were talking about.
Yeah, that was the nurse that was going to say bye to her family because she's moving to Ocala, Florida.
Florida. That's
Ocala, yeah. So Ocala is a small town in northwest Florida, just about an hour drive from Georgia State. And it's a new and upcoming town, and she's looking at houses for $190, $225 for a 4-bedroom with a pool. You know? So America has one thing that we do in Canada. They have one thing that we don't. Sorry. They don't have crown land.
No.
They don't. So they could build everywhere. They could build in Tallahassee. They could build from Tallahassee all the way to Jacksonville, right across.
That's right.
In Canada, we can't even do that because there's crown land, queen land, then it's Aboriginal land, then you have unsurrendered land here in BC, uncontested, unsurrendered land that no one knows who it belongs to, you know?
Yeah. And the other thing that we haven't talked about, Mike, here in Barrie, they had an article out, it's $13 million of property tax.
13 million in property taxes?
Yeah.
That's how much the city paid?
Imagine where Mississauga is. People are going behind on their property.
Holy crap!
So this is so interesting because if the city doesn't collect this money and they reach to it that high, they can actually go bankrupt.
Oh, for sure. Let me just see. Oh, for sure. Who's going to pay for services?
That's right. So Barrie's at $13 million.
Barrie, Ontario. I'm just looking this up.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Behind property taxes. Property taxes, City of Barrie, let's go to news. See if it's in news here. News. More information. Investigated. No, there's nothing coming up. Oh, property taxes. Water rates likely to be rising. Well, here's an article that's going to happen in 2018 in your neck of the woods. Property taxes. Oh, this is from today, buddy. Property taxes, water rates likely rising in Barrie, Ontario in 2018. Barrie Council took its first public look at the city's draft of 2018, operating the capital budgets and water and wastewater rates during the meeting in December 18, which could be approved January 29th if the city's portion of the property tax bill would be increased by $130 for the average resident assessed $334,000. Holy smokes!
Because they're behind.
You know what this feels like to me, Mario, for real? You know back in the day when you got into those really bad cell phone plans and you had to get out?
Yeah.
This is exactly what it feels like. You're in this really bad cell phone plan, and you don't have no idea why you signed this stupid contract, right?
That's right.
And now these people are struggling. And this is what it's looking like. It's going to be out of control. You're telling me they're already behind on property taxes. How many million you said? 30 million?
13.
13 million's a lot of money. That's a lot of cake, right?
Yeah. And it's not like you said, like berries growing like mushrooms. The thing is, 13 million for berries.
And that's yeah. I'm very shocked to see how money's been ahead of everything else. Money's put ahead of everything. Money's put ahead of health. It's put ahead of relationships.
Got hospital beds that are filled. Like, we can't even go to the hospital.
Oh yeah, what's that story that happened in Ontario somewhere where the people were asked to go home even though they were dying?
Yeah. Apparently, there's a lady somewhere in Ontario. An article yesterday. She lost her 5-year-old daughter, a 5-month-old daughter. They told her to go home, and she died in her mom's arms.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
They're building structure. They're building. There's people getting paid. People doing fraud. There's hospitals getting built. We don't have enough hospital beds to fill in the municipality wherever somebody lives, like the hospital in Barrie. And when you go to the emergency room, I'm sorry, like I got a little bit of patience, Mike, but if it takes you 4 or 5 hours to get out of an emergency room, we have a problem.
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours is ridiculous. You could, I would honestly, Mario, I would honestly pay the Blue Cross insurance. Okay, in BC, we pay for healthcare, right?
Yeah, we pay it here. Don't realize it's not free.
Okay, but a lot of people think our healthcare is completely free, but we do pay for healthcare. And let me tell you something. I would rather pay the $70 or $65 or $140 a month Blue Cross insurance in the U.S., the $140 a month for the family coverage, and actually go to the hospital in the U.S. and see a doctor immediately, than have to have socialized medicine.
Yeah, you're right. I would do the same.
I would pay the $140 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't have to wait 4 hours. Minga, look, you think about it. The 4 hours you wasted waiting at the emergency room, you could have made $300.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So hey, before I let you go, can you tell me what's happening in Italy?
Well, I know. We all know when the European crisis happened, when the countries starting to go Spain, Greece, Italy. I know a lot of people in Italy. I read an article. I can't remember who wrote it. It was a very exciting article. I might put it on my Facebook, on my YouTube. I got to look for it. It was an average of a person, just pension put away at the bank. He bought Italian bonds at the bank. And when he went in there, they wouldn't give him the money for the bonds. The bank that sold him the bonds wouldn't buy him back the bonds. He couldn't get his money out of it.
That's horrible.
Buy the bonds. He went home, he wrote a long letter to his wife, and he hung himself.
Wow.
That's just one. That's just one story. And I know Italy, they had an election, I think they had. They had a coming election. And what's happening is this guy that's getting in, I don't know if he's going to be part of the deep state. I don't know if he's going to be really going with the European Union.
I hope he gets I hope he goes against the European Union, because the European Union is due for an overhaul.
Yeah, that's what I would want especially for Italian people, because if they don't, they're just going to go and follow Greece. They're going to fold. And then Deutsche Bank too. Deutsche Bank it's at the brink of going bankrupt. I don't know.
Oh, remember Deutsche Bank? I did a story about it about a year ago. How people are asking for their gold and they're not getting their gold.
Yeah, they don't have it.
They have gold certificates from Deutsche Bank certifying that they have gold. And I keep telling people, gold and silver is a good asset to hold. Physical gold and physical silver in your investment and your portfolios, to protect you against inflation.
That's right.
That's all it protects you against is inflation. But what do you do with it after? Like, do you go to a grocery store with a gold bar? And say, I have a gold bar. It gets really complicated when you get into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. But Mike, I gotta go. But I want to wish you a happy birthday if I don't mention it.
Oh yeah, it's March 10. I don't want to even think about it. I'm going to be 40, and you know what? I'm not looking forward to it. But you know what? Life goes on, right?
That's right. But I will join you and the boys on April 4th?
April 4th, Wednesday, we're going to have like a 3-4 hour show. I'm going to try and get a bunch of people on.
Yeah, I'll be there, and you have a good night, brother.
Okay, thank you for calling, Mario. Have a good night.
Buddy, take care.
Okay, bye. That was Mario, the Lost Canuck, from Barrie, Ontario. I'm going to close the open lines now, guys, because I got to finish. I want to skim through a couple of these articles really quick for you guys. So this is a U-Haul. U-Haul's numbers don't lie, especially from California. Then we got the Formifist Network. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel, please. And you know what a funny thing is? I've been unsubscribed to this. I've been unsubscribed twice to this channel. I go in, and it asks me to subscribe, and I'm like, scratching my head. Wait a minute. I I am subscribed. What is going on here? So his newest video was posted 6 hours ago called Bad Times Ahead for Canada, Interest Rate Question. So he's really good at what he does when it comes to numbers. Now let's get to this. Hardest state to find empty housing? California. I brought this up because it's important. Looking for housing in California to buy or rent means having the fewest choices in the nation. So this goes into the amount of vacant homes and empty homes that are owned by investors. And it's really hard to find homes available. Let's head off to Australia. Australian housing stuck between rock and a hard place. The most promising policy measures have least political appeal, and palatable ones won't do much. So they kind of use these sketchy words that you... Like, when do you ever use the word palatable? I've never used the word palatable in my life. But they always do this when they want to make people feel more secure. You know what I'm saying? Anyone in the mood for discovering the end result for the short-term, politically driven economic policy could do worse than read the Grattan Institute's latest report on housing affordability. We know this. You don't have to get technical. Housing isn't selling because no one could afford it. How the housing boom created a new class system in Australia. This one, guys, you got to check it out. This is a really good article. The numbers speak for themselves here of the average age of households and breaking down the wealth increases between the brackets. Australian suburbs, where homes are selling the fastest right now. Yeah, everybody is leaving the big cities. Hobart is Australia's hottest capital city. Housing market with prices rising more than 10% over the past year. Hobart is home to the suburbs where properties are currently selling the fastest. The quickest turnover in Sydney and Melbourne is on the urban fringe. So again, everyone's leaving. Here you go. Here's the suburb. Emu Plains. Days on the market, 13. Let's look at Victoria here. Badger Creek, Coldstream, 8, 9, 10 days on the market. Let's look at North Adelaide here. Longer days on the market. There's, I don't see New South Wales here. I guess they left. There it is, first one. 13 to 14 days on the market here in New South Wales. So, everyone's leaving the big cities. And this is disgusting. This happened in Vancouver. This happened in London. Airbnb owners cream millions in Auckland rent. So this is happening in New Zealand here. Airbnb fueling rents Lakeside Island. The new research shows more than 1,200 Auckland houses are permanently rented through accommodation website. That's gotta hurt for people that need a place to live. It's gotta hurt. I really feel for the people living in New Zealand. You have no idea. The homes there need to be meth tested because of contamination with crystal meth usage. People are having a really hard time finding proper accommodations in New Zealand. I read a few articles about the garbage that people live in. Like you're paying $400 a week, $300 a week. They go by the week. You know why? Because they want to get every cent from you. There's 52 weeks in a year, and if you break it down monthly, some months you get 5 weeks in a month, so that kind of helps you, especially if you get paid bi-weekly. But in New Zealand, it's weekly. So you don't miss 4 weeks of pay. So you pay every dollar. Last year, in the last to September, 12,370 Auckland properties had at least one booking through the Airbnb website, which is used mainly by visitors to the city. Those 6,105 rented out the entire property and collectively earned $89.8 million. So this is where everything's headed. So there's the greater Auckland area here. So you guys could see in New Zealand. Wow. These numbers break down the revenue reservation days. 38,000. Where's this? 2 to 10 listings got 38,000 with approximately revenue of $9,948,000. Medium revenue per night, $223 per night. per night. That's awesome. So, I just wanted to put this out there. What's this last article here? Property taxes, water rate. Oh yeah, this is for Barrie, Ontario, for my buddy there, the Lost Canuck that called into the show. Oh, Formafist. Oh, missed out. We'll try call in April. Oh, dude, I'm gonna be Formafist, buddy. I'll be here next Wednesday, bud. Unless you want me to plug in my phone, and you could call and maybe tell us something. Here, I'm gonna plug in my phone. I'll plug it in right now. If Formafist Network wants to call in and give us a little bit of insight on what he thinks is gonna happen for Q1, I'm more than willing and able to talk about it. So anyway, so Formafist, open lines 250-800-1489. If you want to call from a good phone, nice and loud, I'm right here. Oh, he said no. Okay, so he'll do it. He'll call in. He's a really good guy. Hopefully he'll call in and give us some insight. Well, I'm gonna have a big show in April. I want to see if I could get 4 screens going on with different debates going on, and we could figure out what exactly is happening in Q1 and what exactly is going. Oh, Steve the Plumber's here too. Wow, everyone's watching tonight. Wow, that's really good. I get a lot of these shows get a couple of thousand views. I go into my analytics here on YouTube, and my trends in the housing markets, they're all up there with views. Some videos have 6,000 views. It's weird. The analytics says 6,000 views, and it says 58,000 minutes watched. And then when I go to the outside of my channel to watch it from this side here, watch this. It's weird. So when I go back to my channel, watch this. This is so bizarre. Okay, this is a video here. I'll show you. Where'd it go? This one. 1,100 views, okay? Okay, here's the problem. If I go into my analytics, it's got like 7,000 views, 8,000, 18,000 views. And then 60,000, 89,000, 40,000, you know, crazy minutes watched. But then when I go back to the front page where everyone sees, it just says 1,100. The same thing with this one, Open Lines. 736 views. I go back to the analytics, it has 6,600 views. It's weird. I don't know what YouTube is doing. I don't know if what they're transitioning. They've been trying to I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know. I don't know why a lot of people are getting turned off right now, and I'm not going into the whole YouTube thing right now. Not right now. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm freaking tired. And I have a lot of crap I need to pack on eBay here. I have a lot of things I need to pack. My eBay is on fire right now, guys. Watch my little series I did here. Please watch it. It's actually really good. It is starting a home business from scratch. I don't know what to say to you guys, but I'm really working this, and I am doing extremely well with this. I really urge people to start thinking outside the box, you know. Okay, guys. I want to thank everyone for being here, for being on the show tonight, and I want to thank everyone for calling in. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to listen to this transmission. Let your friends listen to this. And then I want to send Harold in New Brunswick watching. Thank you. Jeff in Harlem, New York watching. Thank you. Rick in New York watching. Thank you. James in Sydney, Australia watching. Thank you. Massimo in Italy watching. Thank you. Mad Cobra in Kingston, Jamaica watching. Thank you. That's it for Trends in the Housing Market. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Don't forget to tune in. And God bless everybody, and good night.